All right, got a couple things today. I have a live recording that I'll be talking about in a little bit. I have some unboxing. I've been using let me pull one out. I've been using the X5 whatever um U4. It's 2.4 gigahertz wireless that you just plug into whatever and send it to your headphones. These work okay. Um a lot of bands use them at the nightclub that I mix at a lot over at Hawaiian Brian's, and they work okay. If I use it as a mixing engineer, um, at front of house position, at your regular mix position, there's a lot of dropouts. I can't really use it. Um, I'm surprised that we don't see a lot more devices like this by now. Like, we should see tons. Like, I have a Shure wireless for my guitar that can switch between 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. I know people talk about latency and whatever, but I know I say whatever when I talk about latency all the time, but the latency of this doesn't bother me. What bothers me is dropping out. What bothers me is being stuck in 2.4 gigahertz. Let's get them on 5. I've seen some devices that are on 5 gigahertz, but they're not very good. Why doesn't this one have a dual band like the Shure does now? So one of the things I've been watching that channel, I think UHL. Um, I don't always agree with what he's saying on stuff, but he had a recommendation for one called the Phoenix PM10, PM11 or something. All I need is a mono one, and especially since we're probably going to be moving to that like Behringer Wing or whatever. Um, I know it has lots of paths, but anyway, I ordered one of these things. I'm gonna pull it open. Hopefully that's what's actually in the box. You never know with Amazon, and this box is actually kind of heavy, so who knows what's in this box. But we're gonna see it together. Here we go. Is bright, is shining right off the top of my head. Also, I'm trying to get used to some new glasses, and oh, it's always tricky for me. Exposure, exposure is too dark. Settings here. What's the ISO? ISO adjust camera sensitivity to light. Okay. Shutter speed do. Oh, that is not. Oh, it is. Okay. There's always a ton of stuff going on in this room. Well, what we got in here, hopefully it's what I ordered and not mystery seeds or whatever else of those things people are getting from Amazon. I've gotten some strange stuff in here. So oh, here we go. Okay, so what I did, I ordered some batteries, and so I'm gonna throw those in my charger real quick. They say they come pre-charged, but who knows? And I know what I should be marking these batteries so I know who's who and so they're charged at the same time. But allegedly, this charger that I bought, it's one of them smart chargers that knows who's charged and who's not. I don't know. Anyway, it's in here. All right, there's the batteries. So we're not really going to test this thing out, I don't think. So here it is. Okay, this is PM11, I guess I got. This is awfully heavy. So the nice thing about my U4 thingy is, let me pull this out here. In fact, this will be a pretty fun one. I don't know how this is going to go. This could be ugly. And you guys are going to laugh because you know how much I like ergonomics and hate butter. Workout for the day. Okay, so here's my pedal board. Oh, holy. So here's my pedal board. Okay. So everything's on here that I need. Oh, this should be my synth pedal because we got this Dio tribute band and there's a lot of keyboard parts. We don't have a keyboard player. You notice I have a bunch of charging cables hanging off the board. So everything's in here. When I pull this out of the bag, it's ready to go. On the side here, there's actually a set of patch points. I give one to the front of house guy that isn't affected by this volume control. I've got one for my FRFR or monitor, and that is affected by the volume control. This is charging the U4 receiver. This one charges the U4 transmitter. I often leave this plugged in onto the back. If I'm only monitoring myself, I'll just have it plugged into an output right here, or I could use the phone's output. So that could be plugged in. Everything's ready to go. Basically, I have to plug in 2 cables in order to run. Power cable and a speaker cable, and that's it. And then if I'm giving it to front of house guy, there's one more that they plug in there. It's all done. I have phantom power blockers on here. You can't see them. They're right down here. There's phantom power blockers on the outputs that go to the front of house and to the FRFR, just in case something stupid happens. Here's my wireless unit. There's actually a charging cable on here for it, right here. I have a spare battery charger on here as well. So that's being charged. I have dual lock, so I can just leave it onto the board. Here's my wireless. This is the one I'm talking about, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. This is the USB data that goes to the computer for programming the Helix and programming the Tonex and programming the Sentry Gate. So everything's all contained. Now, the U4 fits on here fine. I don't think this is going to fit on there fine. So this is going to be more for when I'm just going to throw it on, you know, someplace at the club and near the mixer and plug it in with an XLR cable. Reminds me I better carry some extra cables. I don't know how this thing's plugged in, if it uses 1/4 inch or XLR or what. We're going to find out. So unbox this guy. So I'll try this. We have practice today. I'll give it a try today. Oh, that's nice. So I don't know that I want to carry this around, but it is cool that it comes in a case like this. Let's see what's in here. Get your manual. The first thing we throw away, right? It won't fit back there. Okay. So here's all the cables. Comes with the spare IEM, a headphone thing. Some LRF support, looks like, little rubber feet maybe. A BNC cable, now I'm getting scared. Power adapter, antenna. Why would you have a BNC cable? Doesn't it just plug in right into the unit? So, oh, it comes with some batteries of questionable origin. Some XL alkalines. Maybe I'll leave them in here. I'd rather have spare batteries sitting in here. There's some sort of metal thingamabobber. Let's maybe we'll read about what that is. So here's the antenna. Here is the transmitter. Let's see what this feels like compared to my Shure. Feels like it's made out of plastic. This doesn't feel all that solid. It comes with a little clippity doodah. Volume control. Oh, a click. Okay. All right. Well, so that's what we got. So let's take a look at this real quick. I want to know about this antenna thingamabobber. So if I were to try and put this on my pedal board, now I do have a Tonex 1, the tiny version of the Tonex. I could take this off and put it there. Would this fit then? This would actually fit on there after that. Wow. So if I put my Tone X1 on, I could put this on my pedal board. I don't know how much that matters, but it would make me more secure. Especially since I can also fit the UO4 on my pedal board, so I'd have both if I needed them. This is making me kind of think about putting the Tone X1 back on. The reason I'm using this is I can quickly get to more tones, but I really only use one tone on it, so I could put the Tone X1 like right here. Also, this has MIDI, and it has I'm using this to switch the sounds instead of right here. I could get rid of one of these big giant pedals, so I could put this on here. Honestly, I wasn't thinking I could, but now I'm thinking I could, and if I did, that would make setup a lot quicker. Of course, I would still have to run a cable from wherever the front of house guy was sending me to here. Maybe it's just easier if I just carry this in the case and just plug it in. Okay, so these have 1/4" ins and outs. That's not great, but I've got adapters. In fact, I've got several adapters on me. I probably got to make a TS adapter because I'm doubting this is balanced. But who knows? I've got some adapters. I'll throw an adapter inside the box so I don't have to worry about this. Yeah, where did I put all those adapters? I've got adapter cables, but I've got adapter plugs, which would probably be the smarter thing to use. But I'll throw an adapter cable and an adapter plug. So I'm going to need XLR female to 1/4" for this. That would be the one to use. Okay, so there's a BNC right here. Now, do I put the antenna on there, or do I put the cable on there and then put the antenna on whatever that metal chunk thing was? I'm scared of that metal chunk thing. Okay, let me put my pedal board back down. Oh man, now I'm worn out. Okay, so let's stuff here and let's understand this. So I'm gonna thing called Phoenix. What is this? Phoenix Pro PTM 11. Phoenix Pro PTM 11 man. I don't know anything about RF and UHF and all that stuff. Like I know nothing. All right. Um, and hopefully I'm pulling this up. Oh yeah, this is my question too. If this unit is strictly mono, why does it have left and right inputs? Even though the mono wireless monitoring system only outputs in mono, it has left and right inputs for flexibility. You can choose to input signals into either left or right channel for better audio management. Okay. Where is the manual? The accessory I'm looking for right now is the manual. So somehow there's a manual because this other page had it. I hate when I can't find manuals on the. Manuals lib has it. This one says this just looks like the same page I was at. I don't see manual here. Pull it up and there's no manual. Okay. Um, Fine, I'll go to manuals lib. Okay, here we go. Don't generally like these sites, but panel. Okay, 5 is the antenna jack. Okay, I figured that, but I don't know why do we have a VNC. Product quality earphone. All right. Mount the antenna onto the antenna jack. So why the BNC cable? I don't get this. Somebody out there who knows RF, I see a couple people out there. So can you tell me? Um, that's a rack mount. Oh, so I guess that bar is for if you're putting it in a rack and you want to put the antenna out front. So that makes sense. I don't know that I want to carry this weight. Let's see, how would this work? Put the antenna through there. That's one ear. Would you? I guess if you put. Oh, see. Then is that 19? I guess so. I guess that's how that goes. So you put the antenna out front. That makes sense. I think for how I'm going to use this, it's not going to matter. Man, I'm really thinking about taking that Tonex full off this guy and mounting this onto my pedal board. Because if I did that, 12 to 18 volts. So I'd need a different power supply than I run all my other stuff on. That kind of sucks. I was thinking that if I had a problem, I could just pull this off of the pedal board and put it closer to the stage. I could make an input on my. I'm not really sure. Let me think about this. I might just end up leaving it in the case and carry it around with me. That might be the better way to go. It's kind of a big case, though. It's kind of a pain. Maybe I could take these parts out because they're just heavy for no reason. So if I could put more batteries in there, or maybe some other kind of accessory that I need. Yeah, like for me, I like leaving everything plugged in and ready to go. I don't want to have to set things up. I want them ready to go and just go. But I'll try it out tonight, see how it is. I'm charging the batteries now. That's that. Okay, so let's pull up. Let's get to here. So I did 2 recordings. I've always had trouble with the USB stick recorder on this particular sorry, Allen and Heath QU 16, but it records onto itself, which is real cool. So I did one recording with the USB stick, and then I did this recording inside Reaper. But I looked at the USB stick one; it looked good. So that's a plus. But I'm gonna check it out. Okay, so here's what I didn't do. In fact, let me tell the guy who owns the shop that I messed up. Next time, I need to remember to take a picture of the board so that I know what track is what. So this is using my standard recording template over there, so none of these names are right, or maybe if they are, they'll be right by accident. So I had two mics that were overhead. One of them doesn't seem to work. That points at the stage is really for the in-ear guys, but I was using those of my drum overheads. It wasn't actually a drum set. It's this guy. It's this one-man band. This guy Tavon. It's really awesome. But later on, I'm going to need that for overheads, or I'm going to have to do it a different way. I actually need a bigger board for over there to do all this stuff, but that's another story. So this is the Reaper one. The USB stick one looked okay. I had 10 errors on it, but an error of one sample in 48,000 times a second across a whole bunch of tracks, you know, that's minor. Okay. So let me just take a look at what I got here. So this is an internal. This is a Kelly shoe I have at the school. This one has whatever that is, a Shure 98, 91, I think it's called. It's a PZM mic you stick inside kick drums. See what this sounds like. And this is not meant to be a metal kick, even though I make it sound like a metal kick. Don't tell Tavana. All right. So that's definitely kick. Now this one right here is probably going to be tambourine. So he's got a tambourine on a kick pedal, which is cool. Let me save this as mix 2. I should save this to my hard drive. But anyway. I could actually use this for my virtual sound check with him next time. I probably should do that. That would be very smart. Okay, so this is tambourine. And the third one might be his chime track, which is, he doesn't use it often, but when he does, you know it. That right there. So that one definitely makes a all around on stage mic, because it's just pointed at the chimes, but the chimes are quiet, and you know how that works. Okay, so now's where it gets tricky. I know that there's some vocals, and I am doing a Y split so that I can treat his monitor different than his mains, than the front of house, so I can EQ them or compress them different. So there's gonna be 2 sets of tracks that are the same thing, and I think this is one of them right here. Run for your life. So this is he's got his own effects processor that goes to the front of house. So now if I flip the polarity here, oops, that's not polarity. Flip polarity here, I get nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna take out one of these tracks. Okay, so this is gonna be next. I also have a dry vocal track with no effects on it whatsoever. So I know that one. What is this track right here? So there's gonna be 2 guitar tracks. Let's see if these are them. Now, one of them I have the mic preamp lower than the other. So let me flip the polarity. If I say flip the phase, is that going to trigger a whole bunch of pedants? I'm getting this argument on one of Drew Brashler's videos right now with some guy who says that an insert isn't an insert if you take it off of the mic preamp and return it to the channel. I guess in some way that might be correct. I don't think so, actually, but I think, phase is actually technically incorrect compared to polarity, but we all call them phase switches, so that's part of it. It's like saying ain't a word. We all know what ain't means. It's a word. Okay. Yeah, so these things are nulling out, all right? So I'm going to take the louder one, I think. Unless it clips. Take the quieter one. So I don't have a dry guitar, but that's okay. I don't even know that I need the dry vocals. All right, so those ones we know are correct. I'm gonna start. I was thinking I could shuffle them around. I don't know what this is. I think this might be the mic that doesn't work, that's going overhead. But I thought that. Wait. So the other guitar vocalist. I think this is the other singer. Yep. Dave Vocals. Okay. Now he's got a guitar too. Now what is this? There was another singer who didn't show up. Okay, so yeah, so he didn't not there. So I'm gonna move it down. I'm not gonna take it out because I may need this for something. Delete these. Let me see if this is anything. So there should be something on this track. That's kind of scary. Interesting. What is at the beginning here? Okay, hold on.
Aloha, everybody, on this Saturday night. You guys ready to rock the house?
Oh, that is Channel 2 News announcer Guy Hoggy, the weatherman. So that is the MC mic. The mic. Okay, that's what that is. That's the only time it got used that night. So that makes sense. That's what that is. Okay. Now this one was track 14 before. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the C mic. These vocals, Tavana's guitar. Okay, so what do we got here? Let me see what this is.
Run for your life.
Okay, so I was just having an argument with the guitar player about, in-ear monitors. Okay, look, you may not like them, but from the audience's perspective, the less noise going on stage, the better for everybody. So here, this is the vocal mic, okay? Let's listen to how loud the vocals are. Pretty good. Here's what's leaking into there. Pretty much the same volume as the vocals, right? So this is all the crap that's leaking out into the front of house, man, through those vocal mics. This is why the less volume you can have on stage, the better, by far, by extreme measures, far. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to do the thing that you're supposed to do, which I never do, and that is I'm going to put on some headphones, and then you're not going to hear all that doubling crapioca. Okay, so let's see if I can hear this. Switch the headphones. Okay. That should be much better now. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So these are dry vocals. I could just use the infected ones though. I mean, for this especially, I'm just looking at stuff. I'm trying to understand how this stuff all works. And I'm going to be doing a lot more live recording, so I need to understand all this. Now, here's where it's going to get confusing because I don't know what some of these tracks are. I'm trying to remember. The owner of the club said he'd take a picture for me of the board, but do this. If you don't have time to label your inputs, do that. Record the board. It's funny because I wonder if there's something that you can do with those Allen and Heaths that allow you to do that anyway. But let me see if I can figure out what this is just by listening to it. Okay, this is the output of my Sonicake IR loader, and right now it seems to sound horrible to me. I'm not sure why, because when I test these things out, they sound killer. I mean, they absolutely sound like a Dream impulse response loader, and this is not sounding good, and I don't know why. Let me noise. I think this has to do with all the stuff he had in front of it. These things sound killer. I don't care what anybody says, honestly. I love impulse response. I'll have that argument all day long if you guys want. I made these things work a million times. I don't know why it's not. I think this has to do with the 5 million pedals that he had in front of here. So I'm thinking that's the issue, not the IR loader. Okay, so what is this? Now I am taking my IR loaders and I'm running them into radial JDI, and that's just to get rid of the ground noise. And this is still making ground noise. Why? I don't know. I may have to run these guys separate on different DI boxes. This is the only problem I've had with them so far is they don't have their own ground lift, which isn't a problem on any modern amp, but for some reason it's a problem on these Fenders all the time. So that's the other guitar. He didn't show up, but that's why there's that noise on there. I'm pretty sure that's my Sonic Cake IR loader. It shouldn't be making any noise, but it is. So I don't know why. Okay, now let's see what this track is. I think that these two tracks, 5 and 6, I think, but I'm not sure, that these are the two overhead tracks. And I don't know why one was playing and one wasn't. So let's listen to them. Okay, so the guitar sounds like that even through the overheads. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so this should be the other overhead. It's just way quieter. I don't know why that is. We're going to normalize these both to... Actually, I'm going to do this. Processing normalize. And I'm going to normalize to as if one long item. Oh, I like how they changed the wording to that. That makes it simple to understand. Let's go to True Peak. And then we'll do the same to the other one. You can see if this one's all super noisy. For some, I don't know why this one's so quiet. It shouldn't be. Either there's something wrong with that mic. I checked the gain, so let's see if it's going to be noisy. We're going to find out in 2 seconds here. These items. Okay, so let's see if that's noisy. So here's one. Okay, let's hear this other one. This is the one I just boosted the crap out of. Let's see if it's noisy. It is noisier, but it's not that bad, but it shouldn't be like that. I might just use one overhead because I do have the toms normally on separate. So this one is going to be too noisy, I think. So I'm just going to mute it. So that's ambience 1. So these were set up there for in-ear monitors, but I think there's a problem with them, like I said. So I'll just use one of them for now. So there's only one more track that I'm really worried about, and that is, excuse me, that is the audience mic. So I took a PZM over there. And this would work for an ambience mic too, probably, but not really as an overhead mic. I put it in front of the stage, facing the audience, a little PZM, and that's to get the crowd. And that should be this one right here. Audience mic. Now the trouble is, it's so close to the stage. It's probably only here in stage. So let's see, find a place where there's some crowd. I think I really need to get this further out to the crowd, but let's just see what we can do with this real quick. See if I can help this in any way. Okay. Pretty steep drop here. Do 12 dB. So the rest of the time, this probably makes a better ambience mic too. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do, select all tracks. And turn everything down by 12 dB. Okay. I'm going to start there. Should actually start with them off like a real sound guy would, but I'm not a real sound guy. So there you go. Let's see what we got.
Magic, fire, blaze, dancing in moon, spirits, always flirting with the mystery. Need a rain, tumbling, rolling across the plain, the drive, going out at the clock, it's gonna hit.
Hey, what are we hearing? Oh, see, that's the chimes, I think. Yeah, look. So that's the chimes, man. The chimes have so much in them. They would make it a good stage sound too, but let's do. And really, I should just be putting these on with only when those chimes get hit, you know, so we don't hear it the rest of the time. But So I got multi-band gate here. I'm not sure that I'm going to use it. I'm going to put Alex's exciter on here real quick. So anyway, make this kick thump. Oh, it's not thumping. Okay, interesting. Oh, wait. Huh. What's going on here? I was barely doing jack. Okay, that was... So that rattle. It's okay. We'll live. Hearing this. Now I'm triggering on a higher frequency because it takes a long time for those lows to open up. But I could fix it with the pre-attack, but I really don't need it for this kind of style of music. So let me get out of here. Let's take a look. Take the whole threshold down. Man, there's nothing up here, is there? Interesting. Let's see what we can find from an EQ, maybe. Could trigger that thing. I know, that's evil. It actually sounds fine, but... Oh man, nothing up there. And do some crazy stuff. Should use this as a single band gate. I'll let this go a little bit longer than. Not gonna hurt anything. Yeah, there's the chimes.
Straight, things are gonna be okay in this life. Hey, hey, oh yeah.
I really hear a lot of bass in these headphones. Subs.
rocky road we traveling. Come with me, I tell you my heart is true. And we can do what we were born to do. Where the wind will always blow the way I know it's gonna rise again. If you just believe, babe, I never go astray. I know things are gonna be okay. Thank you guys for coming to the Local Mojo Show. We love you very much. Don't forget about us. We're going to be doing it again, hopefully more often, man. We love you all. Aloha. Thank you. Drop it down with the edge of my hand.
We need to take a look at the regular vocals. Woo, let's see if this crashes. Uh-oh. Oh. There we go. All right. All right. Well, I'll deal with that. Let me talk to my developers real quick. Well, that may not be us. All right. Anyway, I think this works the way I want it to. Once these batteries are charged up, I'm going to give that wireless a try. I'm going to really be thinking about mounting that thing to my pedal board. The only thing is, it takes a 12-volt power supply. Oh, and you know what? The Tone X1, I think you got to power that thing with like this USB power thing. I hate having extra junk to carry around and set up. Like if it's already plugged in, we're ready to go. I'll think about it. I do kind of want to take that Tone X pedal off and put the one on there. I really want to get rid of Tone X completely. If the next Helix firmware comes out and it is substantially less CPU in certain areas, I'm just going to put amps back on. The only reason I'm using the Tone X, really honestly, is because the poly capo that I use to do our pitch change so that our singer, so a lot of Black Sabbath songs are a half step down. I don't want to retune the guitar, so just use this pitch changer thing. And the poly capo that's on the Helix is killer, but it does take some CPU, and that's why I'm using that. That's why the noise gate's on there. I would rather just use the Helix for all that. So let's hope that they got a little bit better CPU use, a little bit less DSP usage. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. This has been